He wants you badly, but not in the way most people expect. He won't say it, won't confess it, and won't even let the words come close to his lips. Instead, he lets the silence hang in the air, hoping you'll feel what he can't bring himself to express. And the truth is, for a lot of men, silence doesn't mean absence of emotion. It means the opposite. It means there's so much emotion inside, they don't know how to handle it. They've been taught from a young age to suppress their feelings, to stay in control, to not look weak. So when a man feels deeply, he often goes quiet because he doesn't trust what might come out if he opens his mouth. You've seen it, haven't you? That look in his eyes when you walk in the room. It's not lust. It's not casual interest. It's that pause, that hesitation, like he's trying to decide whether to say something or just let it pass. He wants you, but he's afraid of what it might cost him. He's scared of rejection, of vulnerability, of being seen as someone who feels too much. So he doesn't say a word, but his silence is screaming. He remembers little things about you, things no one else notices. He pays attention when you talk, laughs at your jokes a little too hard, and always seems to show up when you least expect it. That's not coincidence. That's intention wrapped in disguise. Men don't always confess with words. They confess with presence. His loyalty, his energy, his attention, they are all speaking for him. When you mention other guys, he might act chill, but there's a shift. His smile tightens. His responses get shorter. And you start to feel something strange, like a storm building behind his quiet demeanor. That's him holding back the truth. He wants you to himself, but he doesn't think he has the right to say it. Maybe he thinks you're out of his league. Maybe he's unsure how you feel. Maybe he's waiting for a sign that it's safe to come forward. So he keeps it inside, hoping his actions will be enough. And the truth is, sometimes silence isn't a lack of communication. It's a deeper language. A language of longing, of uncertainty, of quiet passion. His silence doesn't mean he's indifferent. It means he's overwhelmed, because men don't usually fall halfway. When he's in, he's asterisk all asterisk in. But before he dives, he needs to know there's water in the pool. So he tests the waters with little gestures, the way he looks at you when you're not looking, the way he stands closer than he needs to, the way he asks about your day and listens like it matters. That's not casual. That's not friendly. That's the ache of desire hiding in plain sight. So don't let the quiet fool you. If you've felt the energy shift, if you've sensed that he's holding something back, it's because he is. He wants you deeply. He just doesn't know how to say it without risking everything. When a man wants you badly but won't say a word, he doesn't stay away. No, he does the opposite. He lingers. He stays close, finding reasons to be around you without making it obvious. You start to notice a pattern. He's there when you need help, always offering support, always showing up at just the right moment. It's never too much, never too direct, but it's consistent. He's not declaring his feelings in words, but his presence is loud. He won't step over the line, but he'll always walk right up to it, again and again. You may think it's coincidence, but it's not. It's him navigating the edge of vulnerability. He wants to be around you so badly, but he's still calculating the risk. Will it push you away? Will it ruin the connection you already have? Will you see him differently if he confesses what he really feels? So instead of making a move, he makes himself available. He creates a rhythm. Your lives start to overlap more often than they should. He sends texts without needing a reason. He offers to help with things you didn't even ask for. He listens when others don't, and he's tuned in to the smallest changes in your mood. That's not just kindness, it's emotional investment masked as casual friendship. He chooses proximity over confession because proximity is safe. He gets to be near you, experience your energy, feel like a part of your world without risking a rejection that might close the door forever. So he stays close but silent. He pays attention to your habits, your favorite things, your fears, your laughter. And he stores it all away, because deep down, he's imagining a future with you. But again, he won't say it. Instead, he hopes you'll feel it, that you'll see it in how he treats you differently than anyone else. You become the exception in his life, even if he never says it aloud. And sometimes, it's the smallest gestures that reveal the most. The way he walks you to your car even when he doesn't have to, the way he checks on you when you're quiet, the way he offers to carry the heavy things, open the door, wait till you're safely home. He's showing up in ways that don't scream romance but whisper commitment. It's in those quiet moments, those subtle actions, that his real feelings live. He's drawing near without claiming ownership, because deep down he hopes you'll sense what he's too afraid to say. This isn't about fear alone. It's about value. When a man truly values you, he doesn't rush the process. He waits, watches, stays steady. He holds back because he doesn't want to lose something he treasures. That's why he stays close, because being near you is better than not having you at all. He's willing to be the guy in the background, just to be part of your story. So the next time you catch him showing up, again and again, in quiet, consistent ways, know this: he's not confused. He's not playing games. He's just hoping his presence will say what his heart is too afraid to admit. When a man wants you deeply but chooses to stay silent, his emotions don't vanish. They leak out in other ways. And one of the most telling signs is jealousy, not loud, dramatic jealousy, not the kind that causes scenes. No, his jealousy shows up quietly, wrapped in confusion and restraint. It appears when you mention another guy's name. It flares when you laugh a little too long at someone else's joke. It stirs in his eyes when he sees someone else giving you the attention he wishes he had the courage to give. He won't say anything, but everything about him will shift in that moment. And this kind of jealousy hits harder because he knows he has no claim. He hasn't confessed anything. He hasn't drawn the line that separates friendship from something more. So when he sees another man stepping into the space he's too afraid to occupy, it creates a storm inside him. He tries to hide it. He masks it with humor or silence or a sudden change of subject. But if you're paying attention, you'll see it. The flash in his eyes, the tightening of his jaw, the pause in his energy. These are not accidents. These are the quiet cries of a man who feels like he's losing something he never even claimed. This jealousy isn't about control or possession. It's about longing. He wants you badly, but he's trying to respect your freedom. So instead of stopping you, he watches from the sidelines, and that's what makes it all the more heartbreaking. Because he's not trying to interfere, he's not trying to manipulate, he's just silently aching every time someone else gets closer to you than he does. He becomes more protective, more cautious. He starts paying attention to who's in your life, who's texting you, who you're spending time with. Not because he wants to invade your privacy, but because his emotions are rising to the surface, and jealousy is the symptom. And yet he still won't say a word, because saying something feels like crossing a boundary. It feels like asking for something he doesn't believe he's earned the right to request. So he buries it. He tells himself he's overthinking it. He convinces himself that if you really wanted him, you'd show him first. But deep down, he hopes you'll notice the way his mood shifts when other guys are around. He hopes you'll see how hard it is for him to smile when someone else is making you happy, and he hopes you'll understand that his jealousy isn't bitterness, it's buried love with no outlet. You may wonder why he just doesn't speak up, why he doesn't claim what he wants, and the truth is, sometimes silence is safer than vulnerability. For a man who truly feels, who truly values you, silence becomes a shield. Jealousy becomes his secret language. And until he believes the timing is right, or the risk is worth it, he'll keep swallowing his feelings, even when they burn. So when you see that flicker of discomfort in his eyes as you speak of another, know this: he's not angry. He's just aching in silence, hoping you'll somehow feel what he can't say. When a man wants you deeply but keeps his feelings hidden, his body will often betray what his words try to conceal. Because no matter how strong his will is, the body doesn't lie. It reacts naturally, involuntarily, especially when emotions run deep. You'll begin to notice it in the way he fidgets when you're around, how his posture subtly shifts, how he seems to orient himself toward you even in a crowded room. He may try to act casual, but the truth seeps through his body language every single time. One of the first signs is his eyes. They linger longer than they should, even when he tries to look away quickly. There's a softness and intensity, a vulnerability in the way he watches you when he thinks you're not looking. But when your eyes meet his, something shifts. Maybe he quickly looks away or acts like he was looking somewhere else. That's not disinterest, it's panic, because in that moment he's afraid you'll see right through him. His gaze isn't random, it's focused, deep searching. That's the look of a man caught between desire and fear, between longing and restraint. He mirrors you without even realizing it. When you lean in, he leans in. When you laugh, he smiles even if he doesn't fully get the joke. He subconsciously aligns his movements with yours because his body is trying to connect even if his voice won't. These little cues, tilting his head the same way, touching his face when you touch yours, echoing your gestures are signals that he's emotionally syncing with you. His body is trying to close the distance his fear keeps in place. You'll also notice how he positions himself around you. He may not stand right next to you, but he's always within reach, always in your periphery. If you're in a group, he gravitates toward wherever you are. If you're sitting, he chooses the seat near you. He might not make bold moves, but his presence becomes constant. And if another guy steps too close or gets your attention for too long, his posture shifts. He may stand a little taller, his jaw might tighten, his arms cross in subtle defense. It's not just protectiveness, it's instinctive reaction. His body feels the threat even if his words deny it. Nervous habits often surface too. He might adjust his shirt, rub the back of his neck, crack his knuckles, or glance around nervously when the tension between you gets strong. These aren't just habits, they're his emotions spilling out. His body is trying to manage the intensity he's feeling without letting it explode. Because saying it, admitting how badly he wants you, feels like too much. But his body has already spoken. And through all of this, you begin to understand, even in silence, he's speaking. His touch, his glance, his stillness, his tension, it's all a message. A quiet one, but powerful, because when words fail, the body tells the truth, and the truth is, he wants you so deeply that even his best efforts can't fully hide it. When a man wants you badly but won't admit it, he still tries to get your attention, but he does it in ways that don't look obvious. He doesn't come right out and say, "I want you to notice me." Instead, he makes quiet moves that are easy to miss unless you're paying close attention. He starts showing off, but not in a flashy, arrogant way. He's trying to impress you subtly. It's in the way he suddenly talks about his goals, his passions, or something he just achieved, especially when you're within earshot. He wants you to see that he's the kind of man worth noticing, worth choosing, without making it feel like he's begging for your validation. You may start to hear him talking about his dreams, how he's working on his career, how he's improving himself, how he's trying to become the best version of who he is. He may throw these details into casual conversations, but they're not random. They're carefully placed. He's not trying to brag. He's trying to shine in your eyes, because when a man is truly interested, he wants to be seen as someone valuable in your life. He wants you to look at him and think, he's someone I can trust, admire, and maybe even love. He may start dressing better around you, putting extra effort into how he looks. It's not vanity. It's his way of trying to feel confident in your presence. You'll notice that he pays attention to the things you like, the things that make you smile, and he'll incorporate those things into who he is when you're around. If you mentioned once that you love a man who reads or is emotionally aware, don't be surprised if he suddenly starts quoting books or talking more about how he feels. Again, not to manipulate, but to align with what matters to you. Sometimes he'll play it cool. He'll act like he's not trying at all, but you'll catch these little moments, like when he looks at you and quickly looks away, or when he throws in a compliment that seems off-hand but feels deeper. He'll joke about being your type, or say things like, "If I were your guy, I'd never let you feel unappreciated." These statements seem casual, but they're packed with hidden messages. It's his way of planting seeds he hopes will grow in your mind, and maybe most telling of all, he wants to be your hero in small ways. He'll offer help, solve problems, show up when things go wrong, not because he has to, but because he wants to feel needed by you. He wants to be useful, dependable. It's how he proves his worth without ever needing to say, "Choose me." At the end of the day, a man who wants you but won't say it will still try to earn your heart. He's just hoping you'll notice the effort, feel the energy, and recognize that behind every little gesture is a deeper desire he's too afraid to put into words. When a man wants you deeply but won't say a word, he often does something that speaks louder than any love confession. He opens up. Not completely, and not in the way most people would expect, but enough to let you in. He starts sharing his thoughts, his past, the things that shaped him. He tells you about his struggles, his childhood, maybe even his fears, and for a man who's used to keeping things locked inside, this kind of emotional sharing is huge. It means he trusts you. It means he sees something in you that feels safe. But when the conversation starts to circle around his feelings for you specifically, he stops short. That's where the wall goes up. It's not that he doesn't feel anything. On the contrary, he feels too much. That's why he hesitates. He's already shown you pieces of his heart, but saying what he really feels means stepping into a vulnerable space he may not feel ready for. So instead, he builds this quiet intimacy between you. You become the one he goes to when he needs to talk. He asks for your opinion. He listens when no one else does. He lets you see sides of him that the rest of the world doesn't get to see. All of this is proof that you're more than just a friend. You're someone he's emotionally invested in, someone he's bonded to. But even with all that closeness, he can't quite bring himself to cross the emotional finish line. When the moment comes, the moment when he could finally say what he feels, he retreats. Maybe he changes the subject. Maybe he gets quiet. Maybe he smiles and looks away. It's like his heart is sitting right there on the edge of his lips, and he just can't let it out. Because saying the words "I want you" or "I have feelings for you" would mean risking the comfort and connection you already have. And that's terrifying to him. Silence feels safer than losing you. So he holds back, and yet he still keeps coming to you. Still shares parts of himself with you that no one else gets. Because in his own quiet way, he's already chosen you. He just hasn't found the courage to make it known, and maybe, deep down, he's hoping you'll say something first. Or give him a sign, or meet him halfway. Sometimes the strongest desires don't come with grand declarations or poetic speeches. Sometimes they're wrapped in soft confessions about life, about pain, about hope. And in those moments when he's letting you into his world but pulling back from admitting how he really feels, know this, he's not confused. He's careful, and he's hoping you see through the quiet, because that's where his truth lives. So when he confides in you, but pauses when it matters most, when he offers you his trust but hides his love, understand, it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he cares more than he knows how to say.